Hey guys, welcome to Novelty. This is your host, you thought I was gonna reveal my name there, didn't you? Nope, I'm not revealing my name for a really long time. I'm BC Fresh, and this is the channel and show where we look at all of the inspirational, mind-blowing, impressive, is that enough adjectives, really good readable novels and books for you to enjoy. Now, today, the novel that we're going to be looking at is The Best at It by Malik Pancholi. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name, but regardless, I picked this book up, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and I started reading it. Now, the way I would describe this book, as far as who would probably pick it up, is someone between the ages of 11 and 13. Someone that's maybe not quite mature enough or old enough for a young adult novel, but at the same time wouldn't quite enjoy a novel aimed at like a 9 or 10-year-old or an 8-year-old. But again, maturity is something that varies person to person. You have 11-year-olds that act 27, and then you have 13-year-olds that act like they're 9. But regardless, this novel, the plot of it revolves around an Indian American 13-year-old named Rahul Kapoor, and what he does is he goes through this sort of internal battle within himself where he tries to find one thing that he's really good at. So his goal, the entire goal of this novel, is for Rahul to find one thing and be the best at it, as the novel quotes. Now, the way I looked through this novel as I was reading through it, it seemed like a really good novel, and it's a really good recommendation for anyone of the age of, like I said, 11 to 13, because that time is when people typically try to realize, what are we going to do? Like, what is our value? Like, what are we trying to accomplish in life? And a lot of people, even that I know, don't know that yet. Like, honestly, I am not even that sure about that yet. So this is a really good read. It's a really good recommendation, not just for the story aspect of it, which is actually really good in itself. Like, the story, just forget all of the concepts and motivations and stuff that they're trying to throw at you. Just from purely a story standpoint, it is already a really good plot, really good characters, the way they blend the whole thing together, the way they use little things. It's the little things that really matter in a good story, is always the little details and features and quirks that really make the novel and the story in general stand out. And that in itself was constructed excellently, but what's really impressive about it is the way they weave it in with the message, or the value proposition of what they're trying to tell the audience that's reading it. And the message, or the value proposition, like I stated, is not really worth it for anyone that's, an adult, a 27-year-old or 29-year-old, who's already, they've got everything settled. So that's why this is a really good book to recommend for a very, specific group of people. It's not I go recommend this to everyone, it's an excellent read for anybody, that's not what this is. And I don't think that's what they were going for either. They were going for more of a targeted audience. They were going for a focused audience. They weren't trying to appeal to everybody out there. They weren't trying to appeal to every single reader or every single potential reader. They were trying to appeal to a very specific group of people. And when you do that, when you appeal to a specific group of people and show them, hey, if you pick this up and you read it, and you, regardless of what you're doing, whether this is a book, a movie, if you read this, or if you give us your time, invest your time in this, you can earn something back. That kind of a story or a plot, or anything for that matter, compared to a product that just tries to go out and reach everyone. Reach, like a movie that tries to appeal to every single person, or a book that tries to satisfy every single demographic. That typically performs worse than a movie or book or product that is aimed at a specific group of people. Now, one example I would like to say, connecting from my tech experience, is probably the Mac Pro. Now, people look at the Mac Pro, especially the display that comes with it, as a ridiculously overpriced product. But when you compare it to other Pro computers and Pro monitors, it's an absolute bargain. That's what that is. And that's what this novel is too. So they have taken a very focused approach with their story of a 13-year-old teen male who experiences struggles that most people his age that go through. You know, like he goes through the anxiety of how am I going to make friends? He goes through bullying. He goes through emotional stress. He goes through trying to fit in with everybody else. All of those things that you would expect from someone of that age, someone that's that person. He also goes through some things that are very specifically suited to the kind of person that he is. He's an Indian American, so obviously he goes through those kinds of stereotypes that those people go through. He goes through a lot of other things that are very, very specific to who he is as a person, and that, I think, also plays a huge role in how good this novel is. They have done a very good job at making sure that the person that they're focusing on as the main character, every single aspect of them is fine-tuned to the optimization of the novel. That is a very, very important part of a good read, is that you make sure that every single character, or especially the main character, is optimized for the novel. So if you're going to make him a insecure 13-year-old male, make the plot something that would really tap into the qualities and traits of a 13-year-old insecure male. And that's what really makes this a really good novel. You know, to wrap it all up, this novel is nothing more than a really, really good novel for the people that this was intended to be read by, people that were intended to use this. So if you are that kind of person, that 11 to 13-year-old person who's just looking for something, maybe kickstart yourself, or just a good read in general, this is the novel for you. I would definitely recommend this to that group, that demographic, 11 to 13 years old, maybe even stretch it out to 14 years old, depending on who you are and what kind of a reader you are. Definitely a good read. On my recommendation meter, this would probably go as a 8. It receives that score because, yes, it is a really good plot, yes, it is very well woven with the characters and the little things in it, but the fact that it is so condensed and the fact that it is so streamlined and laser focused on one specific audience does lose those 2 points that it would maybe get if it could pull, which I would maybe say is the holy grail of a novel or a story for that matter, where you can deliver a super focused, super condensed, and really focused plot while still appealing to a wide group of people. This story has done the first one, but hasn't quite hit on the second one, and I think that's where it loses 2 points there. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.